Today is March 31st, 2024. And unless you've been living under a rock, 1 week tomorrow, there's a really interesting thing that's coming through North America. We're going to see a total eclipse. From what I understand, the area I'm in right now, we haven't seen an eclipse like this in over 700 years, and it'll be another 360 before it comes through this area again. So it's leading up to be a pretty amazing event. I know my son lives in a city here to the east of us. They're expecting 200,000 or 300,000 people. Niagara Falls, Canada, which is 3.5, 4-ish hours to my southwest, they're predicting over 1 million people, to the point where they've actually already implemented a state of emergency to put extra police on standby and EMS. Now, where I am right here, not far from my house, we're actually just outside of the area of totality, I guess they're calling it, where the sun will be completely eclipsed by the moon. You can see the corona wave around the sun because the moon is blocking out the real heavy, intense bright light. But this is not where I'm going to be. I'm going to be 70 or 80 kilometers to my south, to a pretty secluded area that I know of that is away from the big parks, and there's no hotels around. It's way off the beaten track. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that will be a location where probably only be just a few of the locals, and even the locals that would know about it, they're in such a good spot that they probably can just sit in their backyard. So I'm hoping it's almost nobody else there. And why is that a big thing? Well, because I'm going to attempt to do my very first live stream. Fingers crossed that I can get enough cell phone service down there, because that's the other problem. Where I'm going, cell phone service isn't the best, and unfortunately, you know, with a channel with only, I think I'm like 712 subscribers, and if you're one of those, I do appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I would love to get to the point where I could someday make that little itty smidgen amount of money out of YouTube for doing this, but that's not my goal. I have a real job, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's where I'm going to retire from in, you know, fingers crossed, you know, the next 5 or 6 years. But anyways, unlike some of those bigger channels you've seen where, yeah, they've got like 1 million subscribers and they've got this $80,000 van they've built and all these big 4K cameras with sun filters and a Starlink connection to give you a nice solid live stream, where they're going is a pretty heavily populated area. Where I'm going, the nearest house might be 4 or 5 miles away. The nearest metropolitan center that's with a population bigger of 5,000 people is over an hour away. Like, I'm going to be really off the beaten track, and I'm hoping the wind isn't picking up here too much and ruining this. If it is, I apologize. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, about 2:15 p.m. daylight standard time is when it's going to start. That's about the time I'll try and fire up the live stream. Totality of the eclipse happens there. It's hard to get an exact picture of where I am because, of course, they're using just big cities and stuff, but the nearest major metropolitan city they're listing says about 3 o'clock we're going to see totality. And where I'm going to be, because I'm so far out into the lake, they're talking over 3 minutes, maybe like 3.5 minutes of what we'll see. Niagara Falls is saying almost 4 minutes. And if you look at the map, we're pretty much in the same path that the eclipse is going to take from Niagara Falls. So I'm not saying 4 minutes like Niagara, but fingers crossed it will be over 3. Like I said, I'm going to try and live stream it starting around 2:15. That's when the eclipse is supposed to start. If I can't live stream it, I apologize. Please watch for the video to show up. I'll try and get it up that night, but I'm also going to take, I've got a sacrificial action camera I bought on Amazon a couple years ago. Nice little 4K action cam. It was like 80 bucks. It's been my go-to for risky events. If you've seen my video, and I'll throw a link right here and maybe just a little clip of it. I put it on the anchor of the boat last year, let it drop to see the anchor drop and dig in, and well, it spent 3 hours and 20 feet of water in its dive case, of course, so no issues. So it's been a tough little camera, but it's good, willing to take the sacrifice, because I'm going to point it directly at the sun, which is over my shoulder right here right now, without a filter on it, just wide open at the sun on a time lapse, probably 1 frame a second. So 90 minutes worth of time lapse. So it'll be about a 3-minute video when it's done, and fingers crossed I get to see all that. So support the little guys. Like I said, there's all kinds of big name channels out there with millions of subscribers. They've got all this heavy equipment that they've been sponsored to buy, but they're going to be in a populated area with light pollution. Where I'm going, like I said, nearest house is over a mile away, a couple miles away at least. There's no city lights. So, I mean, they're saying Venus and Saturn is going to be visible in the sky at the same time. Mars is over here somewhere, will end up over here somewhere behind me. This is a massive celestial event, and this is definitely something that's got to be taken in an area with the zero possibility of light pollution to drown out what you're going to see. And like I said, fingers crossed, I'm going to do it without any bystanders being around, or very few. So hopefully there'll be no background noise. We can hear what the eclipse does to the wildlife, see if the animals change their scent. And I'm even going to try and find a little outdoor thermometer, because they say the temperature is supposed to drop by about 5 degrees Celsius when this happens. So that's a pretty substantial drop, because they're saying Monday's only supposed to be about 16, and they are saying currently about 40% chance of precipitation maybe. Now I don't care where you live, nobody can forecast the weather accurately 8 days out. So please hit the subscribe button, click on the notification bell. That'll send you the notification when the live stream goes live. Fingers crossed, hoping it can go live. Even if it's a low quality stream, I'll try and put it up at least. It's just gonna be my cell phone. Basically all you're gonna see is like a general landscape like this, maybe me talking a little bit. You'll see it get dark, and then I'll grab the phone at that point in time, and I will point it at the sun, and maybe we can see that corona halo effect. Anyways, subscribe, hit the notification button. I will see you in 8 days. Thanks for watching.